Hi, today we're going to be doing some reviews of Alpkit's compact, lightweight trekking and bikepacking bags. We've got the Tarpstar 1 and the Jaran 2. We're not taking them on any particularly extreme adventures. This is actually just going to be a bit of garden camping. But here we are. They're really small, lightweight bags. Really small, lightweight tents. This is the Tarpstar 1. It's about 1,200 grams, so just over 1 kilo. And this is the Jaran 2, which is about 2 kilos. You see they're both fairly compact. Something to note about the Tarpstar is it needs a trekking pole to go with it. It doesn't come with any poles. It's completely soft in there, apart from the tent pegs. This is actually just a fairly cheap trekking pole that's come from Decathlon. I think it costs about 6 or 7 euros, and ideally it needs to be about 120 centimeters, so that one will do nicely. Okay, so let's unpack them and get them set up. Starting with the Jaran 2, this is a 2-man tent, and it's all nice and compact. We've got obviously a fly sheet, we've got a mesh inner, and poles and pegs all in here. One thing I really like about the Alpkit stuff is it's not got the really cheap nasty pegs that come with it. It's got some much higher quality sort of V-shaped pegs. Here we are, got them here, and these are much tougher than the usual sort of bent steel wire that you normally get. Everything packs and unpacks away really nicely. There's the tent pegs there, and I'm going to start. It's got a freestanding mesh inner, and I'm going to start by pegging it out on the corners, and then we'll put the poles in and then do the fly over the top of that. So I've started by just pegging out the corners like this. Again, these really nice quality tent pegs are really easy to put in, and the tent poles actually just insert into these little metal things here. If you notice, there's a narrow end to this and a wide end to this. Is very, very subtle, but I tend to make the narrow end the foot end and the wide end the head end, just so you've got a little bit more space for your shoulders. The poles are all linked together like that, you see. So although they cross over, they're all in one piece. Now it can be a bit of fun untangling them, but it actually makes it pretty easy to get it right on the whole, I would say. So I'll go into time-lapse mode for this for when we put it out, because otherwise it's going to get a little bit boring for you. So this is just the inner. As you can see, it's freestanding. I've only got 4 tent pegs in at the moment, and these loop in there, the poles loop in there, and it's a really nice sturdy structure just on its own. It sort of will shake around a little bit, but it won't fall over. This top beam gives it a lot of space in the sort of head area as well, so that's really nice, and super simple to put up. I know I had my son helping me there, but actually it's something that you can do on your own really easily. It's definitely a one-man construction for that. And next we're going to put the fly sheet on. So one of the things to be aware of with this is where I mentioned earlier it's got a narrow end and a wide end, okay, that corresponds with some of these as well. So basically if you get the fly sheet on the wrong way around, it won't fit properly. So you've kind of got this end here which has got the black cables, black straps here, and these are actually really nice. You can pull on these to tighten them, and that gives tension to the fly sheet. The fly sheet, if you look, just sort of hooks underneath the pole like this. It's really easy to do, especially with this tensioning system. And the other end, if you look, the straps are blue. So you've got blue and blue. So you need to match up the blue side of the fly sheet with the blue side of the inner mesh, okay? And again, this just loops underneath the poles like that. And the tent is now basically up, but we need to add some tension to the fly sheet by just pegging out the corners. Again, they're really nice lightweight straps, really tough considering how lightweight they are. Lots of tension adjustment on them. We've also got these little ventilation flaps as well, which we can pull out, which for a night like tonight I think will be quite useful. So I'm just going to go around and peg it out, and then you can see the final version. So that's the Jaran 2 setup. I probably could have done a slightly better job on tensioning it up. It's got a few folds in it, but that's as good as it needs to be. We've got these corner guy ropes as well, which I could peg out. I've got 4 spare pegs here, which I don't really need. It's a bit windy today, but not windy enough to justify pegging it out all the way around and having all of those guy ropes out. As you can see, it's a nice compact structure, perfect for 2 people. Let's go in and take a closer look at the accommodation inside. Oh, hang on. Struggling a little bit with this one-handed. So here we have all the space you need for 2. Each corner has got a massive pocket.
And a little pocket.
And a small pocket, yeah. We've got loops up the top for hanging a lamp. And yeah, got entrances on both sides. A bathtub type ground sheet. It's very thin, this ground sheet, but it's very waterproof as well. And all of these doors can be tied back if you want as well. So I'll just tie that back and just give you one last look at it. So there we are. That's what it looks like with the doors open. As you can see, nice and easy to get in and out. And the way these doors are tied back is not exactly the best feature of the tent, but it does work. So there you go. So for the money, this is a really great, lightweight, good quality tent. Definitely recommend it. Let's get on to the Tarpstar next. So this is the Tarpstar 1. It's obviously the one-man version of the Tarpstar 2, which is identical on the outer, but the inner is different. This has obviously got a one-person mesh inner, and the Tarpstar 2 has got a 2-person version. Inside this bag, like I say, we've got the pegs in here, but what we don't have is there's no pole in here. So this is the inner with a bathtub type ground sheet, and this is the outer. Okay, and there's the pegs, the same type as the Jaran. They're these V-shaped type pegs, and I haven't quite worked out the perfect way to pitch this yet, but what I'm going to try doing is I'm going to peg down the inner and get the pole up, and then we'll put the outer on over the top of that. So this is the Tarpstar 1 pegged out. It's got a slightly different sort of pegging system to the Jaran. This has got like these sort of bungee type corners, same pegs, which are really great because they've also got these little toggles on them, which allows you to pull them out of the ground really easily. Again, bathtub type ground sheet. And what happens with this is you basically put your hiking pole in like that, and then attach it to the top there, and you can apparently just use this as a shelter without a waterproof sheet, but I can't really quite work out how to attach it to the pole if you do this. So now I've pegged out the fly sheet over the top of the inner and undone the zip at the front here. Now we kind of need to get inside it and get this pole in. So here we go. Let's just flip that back. There's a reinforced section at the top here. You need to get into like that. Let's pull the tent pole out. There we go. So now it's starting to take a slightly more sophisticated shape. So I'm just going to go around and peg it all out one more time and make a few adjustments just to get the tarp as taut as possible, and then I think we're good to go. So this is what it's like with the accommodation. You can see it's actually quite spacious for a one-man tent. I mean, you couldn't get 2 in there, but there's plenty of room. And I know Eddie's only short here, but there's definitely space for a full 6-foot person in there. This inner is not quite as taut as it is on the Jaran. It's much more of a sort of well, it's much more of a sort of tarp style tent than the Jaran, which is obviously geodesic style.
It blobs more.
Yeah, it sort of sags in a little bit, and also there aren't any specific gear pockets in the corner. You do have a hook up here, so you can hook a lamp, but there's no pockets for your phone or wallet or whatever. But there you go. So that's the Tarpstar. That's the Jaran 2. Both really useful hiking, backpacking, bikepacking tents. This is much more substantial. than the Tarpstar, but if you want to go super light, Tarpstar is fantastic. So we'll let you know how we get on overnight. I don't think we're forecast any rain. I have been in the Jaran when it's rained and absolutely no sign of any leaks. It's really good and it dries really quickly as well, so that's great. I think that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed that. I'd recommend both those tents. They're both really great value, really well made, and really easy to put up. So
thanks for watching and goodbye.
Yep, thanks for watching and goodbye.